Rooster podcast. That's Andrew.
That's John.
And guess who's back? Charlie CHESTNUT.
Who's back?
Mr. 100 views. He's in the house.
Charlie CHESTNUT is here today. I'm here today as a fan.
As a fan, no interview.
Yeah, just sitting
straight
in.
up.
Yeah.
Chit chat here.
Shooting the
little
shit.
this, little of that. So we'll get right into it. I'll go first just because I got a little stuff written down here. So.
Okay.
I'll start with this quick one. So this is a little bit of etiquette question, like a party etiquette question. So I was just party last weekend, and it's like it's a lot of coworkers. It's basically someone I work with who I'm pretty tight with, my best friend at work. But then you got
a work best friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, work best friend.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's him, and then it's auxiliary workers who I don't really associate with all that much. And they're all there, we're having a good time. They're all cool enough. And everything's going smooth, and it's getting later, and people are dropping off and coming and going. And
Are you drinking?
Oh yeah, I can't be in a such situation without it. So
that's an honest revelation.
It's very true,
honest.
yeah.
And I you know what? I think the majority of people are in the same camp.
I mean, and when I say social situation, I don't mean with all friends I know. You know, I'm saying in a social situation with someone.
It's awkward.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's awkward. Even just to have something in your hand, frankly.
And a lot of times I make the decision. Sometimes when in that situation, I'll just say, I'll just play it cool and be who I am and just be my laid back self. And just play that all night. And then sometimes someone will just be sometimes I will just be like, I'm just going for it. Screw it. No, I'm just going to make everyone laugh, you know.
I'm anxious. Which one were you that day?
I went for it.
All
I
right.
went for it. And it went well, and it's getting late. There's not a lot of people left. It's a couple coworkers left, and one of which is a couple with a young child, and they brought their kid. He was probably like 3 years old. And some jokes, I'm rolling. My jokes are flying. I'm getting lots of response. You know, I'm just hitting this one, hitting that one. I'm on a roll.
On fire.
Anything like kind of inappropriate? Or?
It's getting there.
Okay.
You know? I mean, a lot of the inappropriate ones are hitting, but they're inappropriate in as far as nothing like creepy or dark.
Yeah,
just like adult talk.
Not territory I'd go into.
Adult talk.
Okay. All right.
So the little kid's running around all night, and he keeps going, "Smells like Rodney. Smells like Rodney." And his mom's like, "Who is Rodney? What's Rodney?" You know, and like we keep laughing, and this is like an ongoing thing. Like all night, this kid's saying, "Smells like Rodney." And so it's late, and we're cleaning up and sort of bullshitting, and standing in a circle at this point. And this kid goes, "Smells like Rodney." And his mom was like, "Who is Rodney?" And I go, "Oh, Rodney. He cleans the bathrooms at the preschool." You know? And I laughed. And half the people laughed. And half sort of were like, "Well, that's inappropriate." But
wait a second. Okay, let me just digest that. So... Okay, so it's kind of an ongoing joke, like, who the hell is Rodney? And I mean, it's off the wall. To me, it's funny. It's just kind of off the wall. I think that anytime, here's where I think, and I'm like the worst person in the world to ask about etiquette or things that are appropriate, I think. But I'm starting to learn because I'm always getting yelled at, mostly by my sister, who's kind of like my censor button. So I'll try to break this down as best as I can. I think that basically whenever we think about a guy that cleans the boys' bathroom, we're going into a possibly weird territory. And I think it's more, I don't think it's so much inappropriate as it is just like really wacky. It's like, first of all, how do you know the guy that cleans the bathrooms?
Yeah, I'm lost. I really didn't get it.
The joke? Like, it's not a good joke.
It's not one of your better ones.
I didn't even realize it was a punchline until you guys started laughing. I'm thinking, wow,
it's not a punchline.
I might have phrased it differently. I know it was very understood. Like it wasn't I may have said,
okay,
I hope it's not the guy at the preschool who cleans the bathrooms.
See, that's a little
I think I
awkward.
might have said, I hope.
It smells like Rodney.
It smells like Rodney. Who is Rodney?
Well, who was Rodney?
Oh, we don't know. We still
don't know.
That's why I said it. You know, it's like, it's
Oh,
the
so
creepy
Rodney's
dude.
not
I
a
might
real
even
guy.
said, it's the creepy dude who cleans the bathrooms at school. That's probably what I said. Because it was
All right,
very,
I mean,
like they got it and they laughed.
Yeah.
I mean, more people laughed than gave me a
Okay.
look.
See, if you
Did you turn
wanna
into the normal John after that? Were you like, oh?
Nah, I just kept with it because it went
Oh,
over
okay.
well. It went
Oh,
over
all
well.
right.
Okay, but something made you think of that. Made you kind of rethink that, though. Did
Just because it was like pedophile humor and people don't really go there, you know.
Yeah, but it's
Especially when there's a 3-year-old.
But hey, I mean, I was rolling.
You hanging out with me too much.
Here's the thing, though. It's very relevant because like it is so fucking disgusting how. Like, this is pretty topical, like, and it's become extremely common. Like, you would just expect to hear on the evening news every night about some sort of form of, like, child molestation. And oftentimes in school, it's teachers or...
Janitors.
Yeah, janitors, exactly.
I may even said janitor. I hope it's not the janitor. Nah, I think I said guy who cleans the bathroom.
I'll give you that. It's not that left field of a topic because, like, it's going on. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, okay, everybody's drinking and you're the whole night. See, that's another thing to take into consideration. This was going on the whole night. It's an ongoing joke, and
So are you worried you just took it too far?
I was just wanting you guys' opinion.
No, I don't think you took it too far, especially since that was toward the end. You get a pass.
Well, his mother laughed, so I think that's a go.
Okay,
It's
his
a
mother
go.
laughed. If they laugh, it's okay.
Because sometimes that doesn't go over well, that kind of joke, you know? Like, that's a subject you don't really broach at a social party. In a comedy club, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, out and about. But that was that. I think that went fine. But speaking of coworkers, I have a coworker asked me a couple weeks ago at work, so did you watch the debate? And to that, I'm like, are you baiting me?
Yeah, that's bait.
Like, what are you doing here? I just went, yeah, I watched it. And, you know, I just left
pretty
it
wild,
there.
huh?
So I was like, I served back to them. Like, I volleyed back to them, you know? I left it at that.
Double bait.
And they go, oh, man, it's crazy, you know? And they volleyed it back to me. And I was just
Why don't they just...
are you bringing it? You want to bring it? You want to do this?
You got into a debate yourself, huh?
Yeah, so I was like, I don't even know who I'd go with, you know? I pretty much just said, not a lot of good choices.
Should have told another bathroom joke.
And it's...
I'm voting for
I may
Rodney.
go with Jared from Subway. I don't know. So, but it just died, you know? Someone hit the net and it just died at that. Because I wasn't going there. I wasn't getting baited into that. But
it is bait. I mean, why don't they just come out and say, who are you supporting? You know, or like, which party are you registered to? Who do you support? You know,
Isn't that a personal question?
It's
I was
really
always
it's
told
sort
not
of
to
is.
ask people.
that is inappropriate. That is inappropriate.
But-
yeah, politics and religion. You know, don't. Yeah.
it seems like this year it's not appropriate, though, because I feel like everyone's talking about it. And if I wasn't... This is like a coworker who's just a coworker, you know? We don't have any much of a relationship, but I'm not answering that. Like, what are you asking me? So, I mean, but if it was someone that I knew pretty well, like you guys, I'd be like, yeah, it was hilarious. You know? Which I could have probably just said that. Yeah, it was hilarious. Trump is the funniest dude ever. I think
Yes,
he's
he is.
hilarious, and I like him. You know?
I like him, too.
I just love that he's scaring the shit out of all those little fake losers and their stupid little game they have. Like, I just love that they're so scared.
Absolutely.
They're
Well,
scared as hell.
it's like I've said to people, I don't fully support anybody because no one individual or party or anything completely represents how I feel. That's just not how it works. So I don't have like an allegiance to a party or a particular candidate, but I will say, okay, we're down to basically 4 viable candidates, maybe, unless they try to pull something weird at the Republican convention. and do this brokered convention. But I think we're down to like 4 people right now, 2 on each side. Elections tomorrow, my vote is going to Trump. Absolutely.
You're Republican registered?
I am registered a Republican, and I was registered a Democrat. But I don't have a problem saying that. I'm a registered Republican.
I thought you meant there's a primary tomorrow, but obviously.
Oh no, not tomorrow, but it's coming up here next month.
If the election was tomorrow.
Yeah, if the primary were tomorrow, I would definitely vote for Trump. I'm assuming Trump is going to be the
I heard
somewhere
candidate, but
best to pull a fast one.
I was told that, or wasn't told. I read somewhere that if he is nominated, they weren't going to let him run.
That's
that was the Republican Party
thing. Yeah, something's...
your vote doesn't matter. It's just,
that's the breaking point right there. If the people vote, now you're going to take that one of the only freedoms that we do have left, that
we feel
supposedly
like we have. Right.
That's another reason I like him, because I'd love him to just expose them.
Yeah.
Because if they try to pull anything, like where he's clearly going to get the most delegates, but man, he may not get enough for a nomination. But if they pull that shit where they're like, nah, we don't want you, it don't matter, we want someone normal, that would just be the last straw in exposing those creeps. And that's why I like him so much. I just love it that he's throwing everything off and everyone's so scared.
Well, it's great because no matter what the final scenario is, it's going to be entertaining, it's going to be interesting, and I think it's going to shake things up. For better or worse, we'll see, but things do need to be shaken up. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if he becomes the Republican candidate, that's going to be huge. And if he
like my head.
And if he ends up going independent, or if they don't give him if they don't make him the Republican candidate, that's going to be huge too. So I think we're in for some really interesting times, and and it's about time.
So if you get asked that question, did you watch the debate? You just follow my lead. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's the most. And I think, like you said, like, oh boy, not too many great choices. Just be cynical. Everybody else is cynical about it. It's so hard to sometimes appease coworkers.
Like, I'm voting for Trump, and you better too, or I don't want to see your face in this place again.
Yeah, exactly. I will unfriend you.
Yeah. You impersonate Donald Trump, either one of you? You both are pretty good at impersonations. So.
I like to put in some practice before I reveal.
Yeah. I think I have a lot of the
phrases
phrases, because he's very good at using, and I think this is part of his appeal and power.
That's good. You got the visual down.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
One time I went.
But no, I think Trump, he reuses a lot of the same phrases. People have been criticizing him. Oh, he has the vocabulary of a third grader. Well, I don't think he does. I think that he understands politics. And I think that he's keeping things very concise. And I think that he's not too ambiguous. He definitely gets to the point. And he says things in the simplest, clearest language possible. So in that way, he's not that difficult to impersonate in terms of phrases and content, like what you would have him say. But I don't know if I have the actual phrasing down.
Well, I wonder if we'll lose any viewers because we're speaking about this.
Well, listen, I mean, at the end of the day, what the hell do I know? Really. But that's the thing about politics, is that it's a bunch of promises, and you put your faith in a candidate, and that's exactly what it comes down to. It's just another form of faith, basically, politics.
Well, it's we'll get off that just to appease.
Yeah.
There's people who don't ask.
We were just kidding anyway, right?
Yes. There's people who don't talk about debates at work.
Yeah.
But depending on
you guys really don't like Hillary? That's who I'm.
I used to like her.
No, I don't. I don't like the Clintons. I don't like either of them. No.
But depending on when this comes out, it's right around Easter time. Mm-hmm. Anytime we have a holiday coming up, we sort of chit chat about the holiday. Do you do anything special for the holiday, Andrew? Easter?
Easter, no. We go to her parents, and then we go to my aunt's.
Dinner, and that's it.
Yeah.
No traditions.
Well, yeah. Me and my cousin, we like to take a night of drinking and painting Easter eggs. Not like your typical Easter eggs.
Like the weekend before.
It'll be this Saturday.
The night before.
Yes. And then we get driving around and deliver them to people's houses.
With your arm?
With our arms?
Like with your arm to their window?
Like door-to-door delivery?
Like yeah. Throwing them at their house?
No. We'll actually place them in their yard and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
that's
they're like
pretty fun.
Yeah.
Funny Easter eggs.
All right. That's funny. I
think
thought you meant you
that's
delivered
cool.
them.
One had Obama on it last year. We
I thought you
had
meant you, like,
a
threw them-
Jesus, a real skinny
them off,
Jesus, nailed to a cross. He was bleeding.
You're not throwing them off the houses.
No.
Okay.
We take them to like my sister and my dad. I think the Kegs got them last year.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, now that you have a kid, I mean, I think every holiday is going to be so much more amped. I mean,
He's so young right now.
He's
It's just
really
free
young.
babysitters for a couple hours because
that's a good point.
everybody's gonna hold him. So
yeah. All right. Well, that's
other
good.
than that, what are you gonna get a month-old baby?
Yeah, that's true. But people still fuss around it, and they pretend just like we pretend like we understand what our pets are. We pretend like our pets know what we're saying.
You hungry, girl?
Yeah, exactly.
You hungry, girl?
They have no clue.
My dog loves me.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone's dog loves them.
Who's a
Because
good
it feeds
puppy?
them.
And so, I think people kind of do that with kids too. Pretend like they're enjoying the holiday or have any concept of what the holiday is, even if they're babies.
I don't think until they're like 3 are they more fascinated with the gift than the box or the wrapping paper.
3 sounds about right, yeah. And even just to understand the concept of the holiday.
So no holidays till he's 3 for me, in my household. I'm not letting him have any holidays till he's 3.
That'd be different. A little cruel, but yeah. It won't be much for the pictures, I guess.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I hate to admit it, but I still do an Easter egg hunt at my grandma's house every year with
What time does this go on? Because I'd love to see you outside.
I'd rather you
so
not.
great.
I actually
She lives right by me.
I really
I'd love
hope
to drive
that
past.
I always hope for rain on that day, because then she'll hide them inside.
Why?
Then
That's
she'll
not
hide them
right.
inside. I'm
You're
not
right on that main
Oh
road.
man, this is a busy road.
Oh, wow.
Busy road.
Oh, this is...
And everyone knows that she lives there. It's like the corner lot, 3-way stop sign. And sometimes they'll be outside, and oh man, do I hate that. But I hope that they're
Do you
inside.
feel people are watching you?
Oh my! I try to act like I'm not looking for eggs. Like I'm just. I don't know how you don't look like you're looking for eggs.
But
when
you're
there's-
really competitive,
when
so I
there's-
bet you're really
not with
searching
that.
too.
Not with that. And here's the thing: like my grandma, she puts money in them, and
Like coins or like real
no,
money?
like money. Like
Yeah.
one of them
That's
has
an
like
I
incentive.
might come over.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Actually, where is this taking place? I'm sure I get there early.
Well, they're hidden pretty good. I will tell you that much. It's not easy.
Do you have a basket?
No,
Oh,
I wouldn't do it, but my sister, she goes nuts. Like she'll get there and start like scouting the place, and that's just not fair.
you're hurting your grandma's heart.
I do
Not
it. Oh, we all do it. The thing is, it's
Hammer
me,
does it.
Just a little bit. He'll
Yeah.
do, if there's stuff not, it depends if he helped hide them. Like if you help hide them, you can't look. But yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Where my cousins who are older than me will be doing it, and there's a couple young kids in the mix. So
What if just say like your high school crush drove by and saw you hunting for Easter eggs?
I don't know. That's why I try to not do it. Like I try to pretend I'm uninterested.
Yeah.
But then, say there's like 15 eggs out there. Once they start getting found, I'm like, geez, I sort of want one of these eggs, Like
You turn into Rodney.
like, one of them has, I think, like a 20 in them. Yeah. Rodney's been around. I can smell him. I sort of wish she wouldn't do it because I feel very weird doing it. But
I would
can't
get
not do it.
just for her. I'd get pumped up and do it.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'd
everyone does.
go in there as the I'm number one, and go and find
Well,
as many eggs
we've
as I could.
all agreed that the most fun part about it is making sure my sister doesn't find them. Because she is amped. Like, she's all about it. And so that's the only thing that keeps me doing it is to... Because when I get one, I'll be like, woo! Yeah! And make sure I'm in her vicinity. But I really hope it's not outside again.
Well, how many eggs are there?
About 15.
15.
And
so that's not really that many.
Not
so
really.
They're really.
How many grandkids total are looking?
Okay, there's my sister, my 2 cousins. So there's really only 4 grandkids, but then there's the grandkids have kids, so that's 6, and the significant others is about 10. Yeah, 10 of us. 10 adults. Well, 8 adults. 8 adults and 2 children looking for eggs, yes.
So there's a good chance that somebody's going home empty-handed.
Yeah, it happens. It happens for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so this is for real.
This is for real, and
okay.
it's a little embarrassing. Like, I hope it's inside. But you wouldn't believe how good they're hidden. They hide them very well. A lot of times, there'll be one left, and no one knows where it's at, and my uncle and my dad and my grandma will huddle up. I'll be like, well, they got that one. Did they get that one that was in the hat hanging on the clothespin? And they'll have to figure it out, and then they'll start to dish out the clues. Yep, it's true.
See, I think that kind of thing is cool. I think that kind of thing keeps you, I don't know, what's the word? I think it keeps
grounded?
you... Yeah, it keeps you young. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, my grandma is the youngest 80-year-old I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
She keeps it real. She keeps it real for sure. She was out Monday night. We had dinner at my parents' house. She was out, and she always has a few before she comes over.
Oh, nice.
And I left before her, She's untouchable.
You're lucky to have a grandparent, especially one that you... I mean, especially one that you like, but... but no, you're lucky. I mean, I miss that.
She's the greatest. She's one of a kind.
I was actually just told today it was a request to have her on here.
By?
Oh, wow.
Who made their request?
My sister.
Oh. Well, I'd like to seriously interview her to get her story first.
Am I allowed to be on it?
We'll see. I mean, I'd rather do it, like a one-on-one and get her backstory and everything, and then maybe, hand it out to the family members. So I don't know. I don't know if they need Andrew on there.
I see what you mean. More or less, just to have that as almost like a.
I want to know when the first time she made whoopee.
Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that on the autobiography.
Well, I just want to know what was considered a slut back then, because women were getting married at 13.
She won't go into that. She's not for the X-rated. You know that.
That's not X-rated. That's a serious. That's a cultural topic.
She left the room for that one joke, and that wasn't even a bad joke.
That's just because you were there. You know how many times she told that joke?
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. But I think the wine keeps you young. Olive oil. Those Italians, they got it. They know what keeps them young.
She's 80 years old.
Wednesday. Last night.
I wouldn't have guessed her being a day over 70.
80 on the dot as of 24 hours ago.
Oh. Andrew was making me think about something, and this is not about...
You better think about it, because he's not.
Yeah. Well,
think about it for him.
Let me just say, this is not about your grandmother or anybody's grandmother, but it made me think. I mean... This has to be a fact. I mean, some of our grandmothers likely were sluts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, how would you really know? I mean, the chances of you knowing are pretty slim.
It's always weird to me that, grandparents, they were once the same as us.
Oh, yeah.
That's so hard to grasp.
Yeah.
I mean, times were a lot different back then. Yeah. But still, there was always a slut.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody knocks her up.
I mean, there are lots of grandparents. I mean, especially now, but from our grandparents' generation that I'm sure engaged in some interesting behaviors.
I always think about all the orgies and stuff they had. You might not even know that your grandparents your dad might not really be his son or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, okay. Well, I do think about it because it wasn't
60s
even
and stuff like
but
that.
But even going back further, of course, the 60s, huge
when
explosion.
The man
of free
was out
love,
fighting the war.
Yeah,
mom was at home.
I didn't really think we'd go here.
All right, but not even 100 years ago. Think back to the Roaring '20s and stuff like that.
Lots of whores.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in Europe. But I mean, that was definitely the spirit of the day.
Whore houses are actually out of style at this point.
They're out of style now.
So yeah, there were whores everywhere.
So we've actually become more conservative in some regards.
Yeah, I don't know if that question will make the interview on the autobiography.
No.
It is just so weird to think. You know, you just think that I do at least that my grandparents just started as grandparents. You know, and they don't know anything about what I know.
Yeah.
Like they never lived the crazy life, you know, but they certainly did, if not crazier. It's a weird time when you realize all that stuff. When your parents, like, you always think you're smarter than your parents, but no, not really. Nope.
It's true. I mean, we all started off as sperm shooting out of somebody's dick.
Yeah. So it had to happen once.
Everybody.
Sperm inside a slut mom.
Yep. Went down the whorehouse, and slutted, and impregnated a slut. Think of all the disgusting things you've done, Andrew.
I know. I just think about them girls.
And all the adults.
They have kids.
Oh yeah, don't think for one second that this is exclusive to your experience or your generation or anything. Definitely
Wash away
not.
the shame. That makes the shame a little easier.
It does. It's as old as anything. It's as old as dirt.
Yeah. I feel a lot better. I can wash away the shame.
You should. There are grandparents out there that have engaged in anal sex.
Yeah.
Great grandparents.
That because you keep your virginity.
Absolutely. Great grandparents.
You got their numbers?
No, but I know which. I could give you a couple of cemetery lots. One thing I wanted to talk about. I'll just go in order here. Yeah, I'll just go in order here. The first one that I have on my little list here is sexual harassment.
It's the best.
I'm for it.
Okay.
Have
either of you guys ever been sexually harassed?
Well, that term is so bogus.
Maybe
anymore.
you didn't. Okay, maybe you didn't feel sexually harassed,
but by the book?
But by the book,
I would have to say most definitely.
Probably every day of my life.
Most definitely.
I work in a shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
But
saying
that's just
male
shop
on
talk.
male. Male
Oh,
on
yeah.
male.
Male on male.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But now, John, have you had an experience with female on male?
I believe so. Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like the ladies are just as bad, if not worse, as the males when it comes to dirty, or what do you call that? Shop talk, I guess, right? Is that what you call it?
Shop talk is a little more, I don't know.
But it's almost...
Well, they have a little more freedom. They have more of a pass, so I agree. I mean, I think that they have a little more wiggle room because...
the things that they can say.
Yeah.
Because a guy's not going to be like,
right.
Oh, that's disgusting. Guys going to be like, yeah, keep it coming. I like this.
But no, I'm going to tell you, here's the wild card, fellas. All right? Gay men. Gay men get a pass.
Oh, yeah.
Gay men get a pass on so many things. Gay men can say whatever the hell they want. And it's like, you go, girl, pat you on the back. It's almost like expected to be this like queer stereotype. Like you have to be flamboyant. You have to say outright, be shocking, be like hypersexual. And
you really can't say anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unfair stereotype for gay men. And I think a lot of them feel like they have to live up to it. But it's just unfair to everybody else, too, because it's like there's definitely they get a pass.
I think the least passable is a dude, like a straight, run of the mill dude. I sound like a real Trump supporter now, but
no, okay. I'll take it a step further. I think that a white male is in perhaps the toughest position. Maybe that's not the reality of it, but that's how I feel, and that's what I've observed. Let me put it that way. It's been my personal experience.
I've heard plenty of inappropriate things at work, and it's just because coming from a lady, you're not going to say anything, and they know you're not going to say anything. So
I want to know what's been being said, because I've heard everything.
Oh, just
nothing's going to shock me.
Just the 50 Shades of Grey jokes and anything a guy would do, just the exact opposite.
I had a female boss place my hand on her breast in the workplace.
Wow.
In front of other coworkers.
Nothing like that.
I've
done the verbal.
Heard
the verbal, yeah.
Yeah. You lucky son of a bitch.
But I think I've probably also, I guess I've technically been a sexual harasser. Although I don't consider this sexual at all. At least it wasn't for me. But I called a woman a cunt at work once. That didn't go over.
They don't like that word.
Whew. They sure don't.
Recently?
No, not recently.
Did that result in a dismissal?
It did not.
Wow.
It did not. But it definitely.
Because she was probably being a cunt.
She was being a cunt, and she was being a cunt, and I was being blunt.
Yeah.
So.
See that
That's just inappropriate. I don't think of it as sexual, but I guess you could say cunt is sexual.
Touching the breast of the boss.
Oh.
Yeah.
How does
let's hear
come
about this?
Okay.
How does
this happen?
Oh my god. Okay. This is a whole fucking story here, but it's a story worth telling. All right. So I was working at this answering service. It was here in Pittsburgh, and basically you just the phone rings, you pick it up. And it could be coming from any number of places, like a doctor's office, the fucking marine mammal response hotline in Hawaii, senior citizens home, whatever. We just answered the phones for all different kinds of businesses. And you take a message or you try to reach an on-call person, whatever. It's just an after-hour service. Anyway, my boss was and I feel the reason why I mention this detail is because I feel it's kind of important. Was a black female. And I really liked her, had a lot of respect for her. And then, a couple of months into working there, she was just acting really bizarre one evening. And it was not like her at all. And it seemed so random. I don't know, her words were just like very slurred. She was just acting really goofy. And then eventually...
She had a stroke?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, is she having I'm thinking like, is she having a stroke? Is she like, I seriously thought she was like unwell, especially since like the first half of the shift, she seemed fine. It just was like, it seemed very sudden, very abrupt. So I was weirded out, to say the least. And then I ran into her later in the break room, and she started getting very flirty with me. And that was... At this point, I'm almost on the verge of like a panic attack.
Is this a daylight job? Or is this an evening job?
Evening job.
Getting real good.
Like 3 to 11 type of shift. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm going to say this is around like 8 o'clock.
When are we going to get there?
We're going to get there. So, I'm just kind of freaking out because I don't know what the hell's going on, and I'm not going to question her because she's my superior, Although nobody is superior to me. I don't believe in that kind of hierarchy. But anyways, technically she's my superior. So I'm just really weirded out. And then maybe like an hour later, she just randomly grabs my hand and places it uncomfortably close to, basically not full on like you would normally grab a boob, but I got a handful of like side boob. All right. And she did it in front of everybody, so I guess I was glad that happened, because I was like, well, if anything happens here, at least I have witnesses, and hopefully they'll, tell the truth, because it was pretty obvious what happened.
What was she trying to do? Like, get you in trouble for sexual harassment?
I don't know. I think she just was having fun, just sort of toying with me. I don't know. But
was she good looking?
She was decent. I mean, I wouldn't have kicked her out of bed, but I wouldn't have...
Does that make a difference? Do you think that makes a difference if it's sexual harassment?
For me, it wouldn't. I mean, I don't think I would have...
Like, just to say you're a chick, and me and John are sexually harassing you. Do you think you would mind more if it was me than John? Him being the better looking...
Oh, Christ.
Like, do you think that has a big part of it as far as, like...
I think it...
Like, me
obviously.
Me personally, if, like, an ugly chick even said, hey, what's up, good looking, I'd still be flattered.
Definitely.
I think it's less of that sexual harassment.
Right, because then you don't feel the attraction. Yeah.
It's a little bit of that, and it's
so
a little bit like,
more
isn't that cute?
Cute. Oh, honey.
You can't get this.
Right on.
Well, if it's a very attractive girl, like,
yeah.
Where's the boss?
That's true. That's true.
So this place.
Well, okay, but I'll answer your question. I think it all has to do with, is she a cunt or not? If she's a cunt, then maybe I'll think about getting her in trouble. Maybe I'll consider that sexual harassment.
Now it's
So always be nice.
Always be nice.
at this place. Is she doing this to anyone else or just you?
Just me.
Interesting.
Just me. And just, I guess, to back up just a little bit, I'd made this mistake. I always try to keep work. And, you know, I'm not big into hanging out with coworkers at all. I don't think it's a good idea. I know it's not a good idea for me. I never do.
But, I don't even have any coworkers' phone numbers, nothing on Facebook.
I think that is good.
Yeah.
I think that is very wise. And I think that that's keeping it professional. That's the way I feel. But it was one of these things where we were all getting off at the same time. It was late. And it was like, oh, do you want to go out for a drink? And it's like, well, it's not that I particularly want to go out on, you know, for a drink with you, but yeah, I want a drink, so okay.
That's why those night shift jobs are dangerous.
Yeah, it's a definite danger. So I got kind of sucked into that vortex.
Wait, are you going?
Is this the same
You going
night?
for a drink with this?
No. Okay, yeah. This is not the same night.
Second base.
Hey, screw the bar.
Yeah, you didn't even have to get a drink.
This is maybe.
You know how much money I spent on beer just to get to second base?
Oh yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Shit, you didn't spend nothing.
You're actually making money while getting to second base.
While getting sexually harassed, you mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's not. This is
so
real.
Where are we getting at? Were you offended by this? Like
I was not. I wouldn't use the word offended, but I was uncomfortable. So in that sense, it was harassment. Like, to me, it wasn't sexy. It wasn't sexual. It was embarrassing. It was confusing. And it was really pretty fucking disturbing. So, but the thing is, I didn't report it. I didn't make a big deal out of it. And then, you know, maybe a couple of days go by. She seems normal, but then she gets goofy again. And I asked a coworker, I'm like, what is up with her? What is going on there? And he tells me she brings in little bottles of booze. And she gets drunk at work, and I think she's doing pills, and she's just, yeah, she's like a pill head. She's a drunk, and she does it at work, and she doesn't give a shit. So, So it was just really disturbing, and then eventually I left that job. And about a week after I left that job, okay, this chick's name was Denise, all right? And I get a text from her number, and it says, "I'm so sorry to tell you, but Denise passed away this evening."
Good golly.
And I'm like, I was blown away. I was totally blown away.
A week later.
About a week later. Yeah, after I left this place. And I'm like, what the hell? And it just...
Died of a broken heart.
Broken heart. And I was just thinking, and I was like, man, this is so weird. Like, and this is another thing she did that was pretty inappropriate. I never gave her my number. She used her position to get my number and just started calling me, like, to talk about personal stuff. And, like,
Did you ever answer the text?
Okay, yeah, well...
Who's the text from?
The text was from her
It
number.
Was from
I'm not...
Denise. She never died.
Andrew, you are correct.
Wow. Yeah.
Andrew, you are correct.
See, I know this stuff. I'm wise. I'm not smart. I am wise.
This lady's a special kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, she was a... yeah. She was a special kind of nuts.
Are they hiring?
You don't want to work there.
Is Denise still the boss?
No, Denise is not the boss.
She was the boss.
So apparently she had like a meltdown. Like, I guess she just got way out of hand, really drunk. Yeah, she was the supervisor there.
Wow.
So she just got like really trashed, I guess, and she got fired. You know, she got caught, and I guess she kind of had a sort of a breakdown after that. And I guess, like, threatened to kill herself, and just kept harassing that place, and, you know, just kept calling them. And I don't know if she was asking for her job back or what, but she basically, for lack of a better term, flipped out. And I think that this whole faked suicide thing was basically an attempt to try to get sympathy from people, or see how people react to her.
Maybe she was cleaning herself up, and Denise was the alter ego. She's like, Denise isn't here anymore.
You know what? As strange as that sounds, I I believe that is a strong possibility, actually.
I'm on fire with this tonight.
You know, crazy.
You know crazy cunts like nobody else.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm thinking about it, and it just didn't seem real. And I mean, not like it was like surreal. It was like there's something fishy here. I don't know why. And I think it was because I had just seen her, and I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Her titty seemed very healthy and happy. So I was like, it just doesn't seem right. So I responded to the text, and I said, what happened? And they said, oh, she took she overdosed on pills. It was basically, suicide. And I'm thinking, this doesn't sound right. Plus, I said, when did this happen? And she said, oh, it happened that evening. It was pretty late at night, maybe around like 11, midnight, whatever. And I'm like, why? Okay, so like, I'm not super close with this woman at all. Why is the person that now has possession of her phone texting me like hours after this happened?
Also, we need your address to send an invitation to the funeral.
So I was like, something's up here. So
you're home right now.
So I got my car, and I went to the place where I used to work, and I said, did you hear about Denise? And they said, yes. And I said, oh my God, and I said, well, what did you hear? And they're like, well, she got fired because she was taking pills and was drunk at work. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you didn't hear about her dying? And they're like, no. They're like, she's been calling here all day harassing. And I was like, okay, something's up here. I was like, well, I got a text that she's dead. So they called the police to investigate, and they went to her place, and sure enough, she answered the door. She's there.
It's a miracle.
It's yeah. So my intuition was
Jesus did it.
I guess fortunately my intuition was right.
And this number she texted you from, do you still have it?
Well, the thing is, we've spoken. We've spoken.
Oh, yeah?
We should get her on here.
All I'm going to say...
Not here. I don't want her to come here.
All I'm going to say
is...
do
it over the phone.
We'll have the podcast at a firewall.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. She's all kinds of crazy, but... Yeah. And then, like, months later, she called me and tried to, like, repair things and was like, I don't know what happened. My sister had my phone and was playing a joke on me or whatever.
That old one.
I was like... I mean, it gets crazier and crazier and crazier. I'll just have to stop because this could go on forever. But, like, later that night, I got a call because I think she was freaked out by the whole police thing. So I get a call from that number, and she's pretending to be her sister. It's so obvious that it's Denise. It's her. And she's like, yeah, I can't believe she took her life. She's got those 2 kids.
Also, she's still playing dead.
Oh, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so where I'm like, where's the service going to be? I'm like, I want to send flowers. I want to be there. I definitely want to be there. And she's just like, she's starting to freeze up.
Cremated.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, she didn't really have an answer for me. And I was like, man, this is weird. I was like, this is scary, actually. This is really scary. But... the final thing I'll say is even though it was that scary, it didn't stop me from eventually trying to hook up with her.
Nice.
It never went through though, and I'm glad because I probably wouldn't be here. Oh man,
fetishes. Huh? Hey, I don't judge. I got some fucked up ones too.
Wow, I'm really glad I didn't go through with it now. Oh man. Yeah.
Well, that was a good story.
Yeah.
I don't get any like that.
Yeah. Consider yourself lucky.
So you're big into music. Do you like Bob Dylan?
I like Bob Dylan. I don't love Bob Dylan. I actually think a lot of early Dylan is super overrated. I really do. I feel like... and plus, I mean, he's put on some of the worst shows I've ever seen in person.
I agree with that.
He is just horrible. I don't know if he puts in any effort. If he is, shame on him.
You mean live?
Live.
Yeah, I've seen him live.
But here's the thing.
Well, he's doing all kinds of new. He's like doing the Frank Sinatra thing.
Oh man, it's pathetic.
It doesn't matter what he's doing. I've seen him about 3 times, and every time equally as bad.
Yeah, it's
almost
horrible.
insulting. Like,
it is.
It's almost like
I'm surprised.
Giving
I didn't know
to his fans.
anybody didn't like him. But I just
like
read that.
I think his early stuff's overrated. I like his later stuff. I mean, except for that last album with like the standards, I like a lot of the album. I like everything he's put out since about like 1993 on. I think it's been really, really solid. But live, yeah, he phones it in.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of good, but a lot of bad, and I can definitely see why someone would not like him.
Yeah.
But I was just reading. He sold everything. Everything that he had, he saved everything for 50 years. His lyric notebooks, his album artwork, master tapes.
Wow.
To just like
every
auction?
take of every song he has, and he sold it all.
Like to auction?
I did not hear that. How recent was this?
Just pretty recent.
Okay.
It had to have been in the past maybe month.
I wonder if he's going senile.
1,000 concert recordings. Hundreds of hours of film footage from them concerts. So he sold all this to, for, you want to take a guess? I was shocked at the price.
Oh, okay.
No, Price is Right action here.
Wow.
That's a lot of shit.
I mean,
I'm
it's
so
a
bad
lot.
at this.
It's a lot. He sold it to the Kaiser Foundation. So it's all going to the University of Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's sort of like a...
He's from Oklahoma, right?
I don't know. I don't think he is from Oklahoma, but I think
Chicago.
all of his inspiration, like Roger Miller, I think is from Oklahoma.
Right. Well, the Kaiser Foundation, I think, is sort of like an arts.
So we're talking everything of his related to his work, not like his couch.
No.
Okay.
His work.
That's such a hard question because that could be extreme or not that extreme.
I mean, we're talking about Bob
Kaiser
Dylan.
Foundation.
Yeah, it's fucking Bob Dylan.
Okay.
And he's prolific, so I mean,
I'm gonna say 88 million.
88 million.
I'm terrible at this. I'm terrible with money in general. I'm
I'm
gonna say $1 billion.
over.
I'm gonna say $1 billion.
Wow.
$1 billion.
I'm gonna say $1 billion.
See, if that was all put on an auction block, it'd be different. You know, the fact that he's selling it to Kaiser Foundation, which I think is like
he wanted it to go there.
I think that's like an art institution.
Oh, it wasn't an auction. He's just selling it all to them,
he sold
and
it
then
all to them.
And so then they're gonna sell it for.
No, it's gonna be a museum.
Like a museum, yeah. See, that's hard. That's such a hard.
Oh.
Do you know how long it would take to go there and like look through 1,000 concert recordings?
Hey, come down. See me.
Actually, it's not. It hasn't been like that. That was whenever he still had a little bit of a voice left. It's not even like that anymore. Now it's like
Oh yeah. I'm good.
So the answer, 88 million?
That's what
I'm sticking with $1 billion.
20 million. I thought that was pretty low.
That seems low to me.
Yeah.
I think it's because it went where it went. You know, if that was put on like in a public auction,
oh my God,
I think 88 is low.
Is low, yeah.
You know, especially if he has all his notebooks and stuff. So
every little scribble, everything. He said he saved everything for 50 years.
Well, you wouldn't.
That's Bob Dylan's career. I would say, because I mean, Bob Dylan's career, everything he ever did, the actual physical stuff is worth. I mean, that's worth way more than $1 billion.
Well, you wouldn't be bidding on Andrew because you don't even like him, right?
No, I fucking hate Bob Dylan.
That's what
I'm just telling you guys to warn everybody not to go to Oklahoma.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't on the to-do list now.
Welcome to Oklahoma.
I mean,
I have a pile of shit.
I would go to see. I would like to see that just because I like rock history in general. Not so much because I'm like a Bob Dylan fanatic, but
a fucking cunt. You like saying cunt earlier. I'm calling him a cunt.
I've been to Rock and Roll of Fame. It's very underwhelming.
It's very underwhelming.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and just like Bob Dylan's career, really. Yeah. But I will say this. In my top 3 albums by anybody of all time, easily I would put in the top 3 Bob Dylan's Time Out of Mind. I think it's an amazing record.
Well, it's not just his albums either, though. He wrote a lot of great songs, too.
That's true. That's true.
And helped write songs. Do you know any of them? I don't. I mean,
for other people,
Along the Watchtower,
but I don't know that he wrote that for somebody else.
No, he wrote. Geez, that was just covered by Hendrix and others. But I think he wrote a lot of band songs. I think the band songs because the band is his backing band originally.
Okay,
but I don't know. Why are we talking about him? He's
He's irrelevant.
Oh, I read that.
What do you think the reaction is going to be whenever Bob Dylan dies?
Like somebody's cat that you don't know. Died?
You think? I think it'll be less impactful as Bowie.
Oh, I think it will be less.
That sort of took me.
There's nothing. You're never going to see that again. There's nobody else out there. Michael Jackson might have been the only one to come to that extreme.
Like a singular
where
artist.
It devastated the world for
I was
weeks.
surprised by that. To tell you the truth, I thought there was more of a happening than it would be. I thought.
I didn't know it was that big.
I didn't either. It was weird how some things just.
I mean, I grew up listening to Bowie. I wasn't a fanatic.
I'll probably be pretty upset when Paul goes.
Oh
yeah.
I think that'll be. I think it'll be way bigger than Dylan.
No one like
Jagger and McCartney. Obviously, that'll be huge. You know, your Beatles and Stones. But...
I think Paul might be bigger than David Bowie. I think so. But Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, no, I don't think there's going to be a few, but it's not going to be anything like that.
The thing with Paul, though, I just think that he's been, as a solo artist, just hasn't had much respect for decades, as far as original material goes. I'm not talking about live performances or, you know, the entirety of his career.
Don't say it.
He just...
Don't say it. Boop, 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 boop. Say anything.
That's one of the good ones. I'm talking about stuff. I'm talking about stuff after that.
See, now I love Paul's solo stuff. I love it all. I love Wings. I love his solo stuff.
I love some of his solo stuff, but I'm talking about like the last, I don't know,
see,
maybe even the last 10 records or so. But
I may even think that like
I can't even say I listen to any of Paul's shit.
Oh, I think it's excellent, but I almost feel like his might not be that impactful just because it's like people sort of almost feel like they know Paul just because he's been a part of their lives for so long.
I think there's something to that.
Something about Bowie is sort of.
There was an air of mystery.
Yeah,
exactly. You could.
Nobody knew he was sick.
Yeah.
Nobody knew he was sick. Plus, he was extremely. I don't know. This is kind of a snobby word. I wish I had a better word, but he was really relevant up until the end. I mean, he really kind of was. He wasn't riding on his legacy. I'll put it that way. Up until the end, he was still pretty daring, and the fact that he just released a record and then died 2 days later. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was interesting, but whenever Bob Dylan dies, I think it's gonna be, I think it'll be a big story for a day. I do.
Yeah, no, I'm getting sad.
Not while Trump's running for president.
Bob Dylan, loser.
You're fired.
You're fired from the earth. See you later.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, Donald Trump is probably not a Bob Dylan fan.
What do you think the world's going to do when Donald Trump dies?
Fuck.
You think he'll get assassinated?
Here's what I think. I think he's going to be if he doesn't become president, I think that people will look back at this campaign as being an extremely interesting piece of politics. But I think, for the most part, he'll be a footnote in history.
I think Hillary's got it pretty much in the bag.
Yeah,
but
I do too.
I just think he's doing a good thing. Like he's sort of making all these people in the future say, "Oh, we can't really just be that fake politician." Like he sort of exposed us. You know, you can tell already.
Let's not go back into politics.
Okay. You're right. You're right.
It just goes to show, though, it is true. Like, you know, the reason why we were starting to go back to politics is because he has made them.
Yeah, but it's in our face all the time.
Yeah,
anytime
it's true.
you turn on the news, it's
true.
It's that.
And it's hardly.
I got to go months. I don't vote. I got to go months of hearing about this shit.
You don't vote?
No.
All right. Well, it's okay. Yeah, let's get out of politics.
Honestly, I'm not even going to go.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Because I'm not saying I even necessarily disagree with that, but yeah.
We got time for about one more topic. Okay. We'll be right at about an hour.
Okay. Fuck, marry, kill.
That's always interesting, but I mean, it's really not that.
All right, you got topic?
Intriguing. No, I'm sure Charlie's got something.
Yeah, go back to my list here.
Did you ever hear Kamoshi Washington?
Does he work at Yummy Palace?
No. He invented Nintendo.
That's
it's an artist. His name popped up.
All right. Here's one that'll segue nicely.
Okay.
All right, so we're talking about Donald Trump, and
here we go again.
All right, his slogan is "Make America Great Again," and I think it's basically a take on. I think he's reviving. It's pretty clever, actually. I think he's reviving the original Reagan campaign slogan, which was "Make America Great." So he's saying "Make America Great Again."
I didn't know that.
Which, in some way, in some ways, it's kind of funny.
Obama talked about change. What the fuck?
I know, but okay, it's kind of funny.
Changes.
It's funny.
I know that song. Turn and face the strange.
That song is terrible.
Bowie was a loser.
I shoot basketball.
No, but all right. So Trump, his slogan is "Make America Great Again." And, you could definitely criticize that because, depending on which side of the deal or which side of the fence you've been on in American history, you could say, was America ever really that great? I mean, all right. So
it was in the 80s.
Well, greatness, is, especially for a nation, is a perception. So, I get what he's talking about.
There's been some nights where America has been great.
Right. Yeah, there have been maybe some great seconds.
America!
Anyway, that's the slogan, and I was thinking about, what do you think about "Make Pittsburgh Great Again"? What are your thoughts on, let's stop, let's sort of zoom in a little bit, not thinking about the nation so much. What are your thoughts on Pittsburgh? Was Pittsburgh ever great? Can it be great again?
I just seen that they're on a decline. People are moving out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a first in a long time because I thought Pittsburgh
probably
was on the up and up.
taxes. They keep jacking taxes up.
Yeah, I feel like Pittsburgh is really turning it around. It's sort of getting some culture actually.
That I agree with. I think it's
attracting a lot of art. A lot of bands are coming through that never used to come through. I know that's a small example, but
kind of art, modern art.
No, I just mean like music art.
Oh, okay.
Like there's a lot of music there's a lot of good local music.
There are filmmakers such as myself.
A lot of films being made in Pittsburgh and
Spirit
around.
Water.
Yeah. I feel like it's sort of on the cusp, like sort of not like quite the extent of Portland or Austin, but like sort of the same blueprint.
All right. Well, what can we do to make Pittsburgh great? Forget about again. I don't think it was ever that great.
Get rid of the Asians.
You could do that. But then there'd be no Yummy Palace.
There'd be no Yummy Palace. And
I thought Mexicans
we'd have a bunch of dummies at the universities.
True.
That just makes me look smarter.
That's true. Get rid of the Asians.
I think you hit a ceiling though with Pittsburgh as far as culture and potential. I think you hit a ceiling for sure, and I think sort of close, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I don't think there's not a lot of real estate in Pittsburgh, downtown for new things. So, I mean, the things that they are doing, it's almost overkill. Like the whole complex down by the stadiums where they put Stage AE. That used to be a huge parking lot, and people, when they brought Stage AE in, were like, "Where are you going to park? We put a giant venue in there."
Okay, so yeah, you're basically going where
restaurants and shops also.
Exactly. And I think, that's basically a transportation issue to a large extent. That you cannot rely on public transportation whatsoever in Pittsburgh. I feel bad for like the elderly people that can't drive, people that can't afford a car. What do you do? I mean,
Uber,
it's ridiculous.
I think Uber is one of the greatest companies.
Wasn't that like every city?
I agree.
Isn't every city, don't a lot of people just not have cars, they ride bikes?
Well, you see, I got spoiled by New York City.
You don't think Pittsburgh's a real city?
It's so small.
It's a
relatively speaking, it's one of the smallest cities.
It's a big
in
town.
America.
It's a big town.
Really? I don't travel much.
Well, for instance, Chicago is like 20 Pittsburghs, I think.
Well, Chicago is one of the biggest cities in the world.
Okay, you're right.
We go to Cleveland. That's not a big city, is it?
I think it's bigger than Pittsburgh.
Really?
I think so.
I'm with you on the Uber, though.
Pittsburghs.
Uber is a huge game changer, and I also love the fact that it's giving the cabbies competition. It makes the idea of just getting a ride a lot more feasible.
This is what I don't understand, because I've heard so many things about the Uber and the taxis. Why don't the taxi drivers just do the same fucking thing?
What do you mean? Like,
oh, right, just become an Uber driver.
Yeah,
you mean.
they have fucking cell phones.
I don't know all the politics behind it.
No,
I don't know. Maybe
they
it's
treat
because
me very good at Yellow Cab. They treat me very good.
I don't know that they own their cab necessarily. Maybe there
No,
are
but
benefits
still,
That's it. I think that's it. Because they don't have cars.
to that. Yeah. Or maybe they're just, I don't know, maybe they're kind of set in their ways and they don't want to adapt to it.
Uber.
I think it's
that'll never work.
I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it makes it a lot more convenient for people. But the thing is, I mean, there needs to be viable public transportation because that would make it so much more affordable.
Go 3 rivers, fucking swim.
That's probably a bet. Yeah, you're better off swimming than waiting for a bus.
Well, aren't they going to put a zip line in from Mount Washington?
I don't know. It's a joke. It's a joke. And like what they have now,
Really?
what do they call that? The T or whatever. I mean, it's a joke.
It goes about 3 blocks.
Yeah.
I would like to do an Uber. I'd like to try it, not ride it. I mean, I think I'd like to drive it, and that'd be a great podcast.
Yeah.
You could do like 4-minute
podcast in there.
Oh my god, that'd be great. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to drive anybody.
Yeah. But
I got leather, so it wipes up nicely.
Did you ever see Taxi Cab Confessions?
Yeah, I love that shit.
I always thought that'd be so fun. I love that too.
Well,
so you got any plugs? Where are you gonna be?
Plugs.
Where can we find
new,
you?
Any new projects on the horizon?
Yeah. I'm working on a film. Actually, no, my friend is working on a film. My very, very close friend is working on a film.
You like Dana or whatever her name was.
Denise. Denise and Rodney.
No, we're working on a film. I'm gonna be helping out in a very big way with this film, so it's gonna be part of making Pittsburgh great again or whatever. and that. So I'll talk more about that later once it unfolds, but yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say on that, but it's exciting to work on something creative. I know I'm supposed to be giving a plug here. I'll give a plug for creativity in general. That's a very general plug, but I will say this. I've been working on that film a little bit in recent days, and I will tell you, it has elevated my mood so much just to work on something fun and creative and something that's yours, something outside of work, something that's not designed to get somebody else rich or even yourself rich. Like, it's been so great, and it reminded me like how great it is to be creative, and not just in the arts. Like, you can be creative in business, you can be creative in technology, especially. You can be creative with cooking, with being a florist. Like, you can be creative in so many different ways, and I think it's just such a huge part of being fulfilled. I mean, you can be a creative parent, frankly. You can. Like, you can get really creative with just about anything. But to make something yours, make it original, and have fun with it, that's what we're here for. So that's my plug. Creativity and fun. Take time out for fun. Enough of this politically correct bullshit. Enough of it. People act like it's a crime to have fun. Have fun. I'm drinking a beer on a Thursday night.
Run down the street.
All right.
Yeah, that's a hell of a plug. I like it.
It's my plug.
How about you, John? You gonna anywhere?
No, I mean, after that plug, I got nowhere to go. That was a great plug. So, how about yourself?
No. Everybody have a good Easter. Get at us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. We have like 2 people.
Yeah, subscribe, people. Come on.
Don't you love us?
I didn't want to advertise at all, but
no, it's important.
I thought YouTube was huge. I thought some people would actually randomly hit on it. But we'll get there.
Oh, sure.
All right. Love you too. Bye.
I just wrote these down, I guess, as one category: pussy, cock, ass, and tits. Weed,